Are we streaming?
Let's see. Hold
I
on.
think we are. I see some green lights starting.
Let's screen.
It says it's receiving content.
Let's see if we're green here. Welcome.
Welcome. If you're watching this recording, this is a recording of Craig and I not knowing what we're doing yet. Getting set up here. Hey, there we go.
We're up. Okay, cool.
We're totally
So
up.
this is us right here, and I'm gonna switch to a clear layer.
Guys, we're getting super fancy here. It's going to blow your mind. There we go. Yeah, now you can
There
see
we
our
go.
face. It's going to be so great.
Right. Welcome to the first The Run Experience live show, episode 1.
Episode 1 of hopefully
We're gonna do this.
2
I
episodes.
can do so many fancy things here. Are you ready for this? Yeah.
Yeah, look at that fade in. That looks cool. That looks totally cool. Anyway, guys, we want to talk and connect with you guys a little bit more in person, a little more real.
Yep.
We throw so much stuff out into the ether. It's kind of fun to, actually talk to runners.
Yeah, and we want to just kind of, we've had webinars with you guys. We put up a lot of videos, but now we get to actually, converse and interact. And now if you throw in questions, etc., all of the breathing. Hi from Berlin. All right, we can see people. Hey,
Yeah,
Hendrik.
there
Hey,
we
Crystal. And then we got to check it out on Facebook.
Yeah, we're going to make sure we're live because we're broadcasting both on the Facebook and on the YouTube. So if you guys are streaming and hanging out, you can ask your questions. The goal for this show is to give you guys a little behind the peak series on things that Craig and I are working on, things that we haven't released yet that will be coming soon,
Totally.
as well as a chance to answer your questions. And we're always going to finish with a weekly challenge, something that you can do the next few days that's just going to make you and your running better.
Yep. So, first things first. What do you want to talk about first?
What do we want to talk about first?
I want to make sure that this is working on our Facebook page. That's what I want to do.
So Craig's going to make sure that we are all up to snuff in all the places that we need to be. And one of the things, guys, that I wanted to talk about first was some training updates. Now, we just had one of our Colorado coaches, Kirk, come out a couple weeks ago from Colorado, Mr. Kirk Warner. He came out here to San Francisco, and we have filmed our strength program, and we're really, really excited about this standalone strength program. We do a ton of body weight stuff and all the run programs that we offer, but this is the first time we're actually getting you guys into the gym, getting you holding onto a barbell or dumbbells or set of kettlebells or whatever.
So we just want to check to see if anybody's with us from our Facebook page.
Yeah, if you guys are on our group, just give us a little holler, and everything else we'll say what's up and everything. Anyway, guys, this strength program is going to be 8 weeks long. We're hopefully going to release it. There we go.
Right.
We're hopefully going to release it. Craig can take a deep breath.
I can see myself.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, there we go. Craig can take a deep breath because we know that we are broadcasting and working things well. So, guys, we're totally stoked about the strength program. That should hopefully be coming out early summer, so keep your eyeballs peeled for that.
Totally.
As we get going there. We have another nutrition challenge that should be coming soon, hopefully in the next few weeks. I'm talking to a resident nutritionist a little bit later today, just checking the updates there.
I'm just waiting to make sure that I can see people's questions as they bring them.
Yeah,
up.
we want to make sure we see those questions as they come through. And, we've actually been updating.
Oops.
We've been updating our half and
All
full
right.
marathon
Now I can see
programs.
you guys. All right.
There we
So,
go.
We got Chelsea, David West, Christine Lima.
What's up, guys?
Go Blue. What is Go Blue? David, I don't know what you mean. Go Blue. Christine, I love kettlebells. Great. So we can start, guys. We're finally streaming on both YouTube and Facebook. Took us a long time to figure this out, but we're here. We're here for you. All right?
I don't even know where to start.
Oh,
Craig, it's been a little bit of a stressful few days for Craig. He has been hustling on all the tech fronts.
All of the fronts.
Oh, man.
Guys, we have, let me just count these. So the ways that we interact with you, our Instagram page, if you guys have not been with us on Instagram, we've decided Instagram is where we're going to be. We have a new coach that is fully on board with doing Instagram with us. And if you haven't liked us on Instagram, find us on Instagram. So Instagram, we see you guys on Facebook. We see you in our community for all of you guys that are in our training programs. We get your emails. We see you on YouTube and all the people who are commenting with us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where else? In person, we just got back from Boston.
Kirk and I were just in Vermont.
Right.
And actually, Craig and I are going to be in New York City for a couple weeks.
Yep.
And I don't think we can officially announce yet what we're doing there.
Yeah, we are going to be in New York City. We're going to be shooting a lot of video there.
Doing something.
And super secret mystery.
Super secret something.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing some running, and maybe we'll post a little thing out, see if we can get some people to run with us in New York.
If you guys are in the New York area, I don't know what day we'll do it, but it'll be the week of May 22nd. And one of the mornings, we'll do a run along the West Side Highway.
Yeah.
And we'd love to see you guys.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm seeing some funny questions come in through YouTube. So Hendrik asks, since when are you wearing glasses? Well, Hendrik, since I've wanted to look like smarter. I wanted to look, I look up to Craig, so I thought, hey, I could maybe wear my glasses. We say, who else is coming from? Seda from Nevis. I saw someone
Henrik,
coming in from South
Alicia,
Africa. What's
Tony,
up?
what's
Tony
up?
Smith. It's about to get real.
It is about to get real.
It is about to get real.
Let's see. And then we have Johanna. Love your videos. Hey, thanks, Johanna. So I got to look at different places here depending on.
I know. We're looking at Facebook and YouTube at the same
is there
time.
anybody
It's
can
gone
see
crazy.
us on here? This would be great.
You
if
could
I
probably
see in
scroll
here.
back through there. Anyway,
There we go.
we've got some fun updates, guys. I see a bunch of questions. We're about to hit our Q&A, so get ready for that. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. But one of the other things that we're doing, guys, for our current programs, for those of you guys who've been into our half and our full marathon program, is that we're actually starting to add some advanced options to it. And we actually just filmed this week some better race prep stuff in there too, because we were getting some requests. So keep those requests coming. We're always adding new stuff to our programs that are currently out there, in addition to laying out new ones, which we're super stoked about.
Just to be clear, the strength program is going to be part of the training club, which we announced at the beginning of the year. Training club. We'll go more into the end of this.
Yeah.
Let's get into some
get
of the
questions.
Questions,
Huh?
yeah.
Sweet. So David says, hey, saw the wet Boston footage. That's right. So Steve Coleman asks, he says, hey, do you have any recommendations to loosen up the lower leg prior to running? The front of my shin is always really tight, and I can't seem to loosen it up.
Seems like a good problem to tackle first.
Seems like a good problem to tackle first. So one of the things that we can start to do, Steve, in general, is to add some sort of dynamic warm-up into our running. And what that's going to do is give us a little moment between basically just kind of sitting passively on the couch like Craig and I are doing right now, to going out to being athletes. And sometimes some standing single leg balance can just get that foot activated and those calves and little shin muscles firing. And then, we'd like to throw in some leg swings in there and some lunges and just even some squats. Is just a great way to get general temperature, blood flow, everything going. Specifically for shins, some of the things that we could actually do, I've been actually playing around with this week because it's something I need to work on, is that I would stand up tall, post on one leg, pull one knee to my chest, and as I did that, what I would do is I'd actually work on some circles, like 10 circles one way of my ankle, 10 circles the other way, and then I would do like 10 ankle pumps. And then I could additionally add 10 to 20 steps walking all the way up onto my toes, and then 10 to 20 steps walking on my heels. And that's a great, very specific way to warm up those shins and those calves. On the back end, from the mobility standpoint, we need to give those muscles a little bit of love. This could be with a foam roller and a lacrosse ball. And even though you're feeling pain maybe in that anterior or posterior tibialis in that front shin, we actually want to work on the calves too, because they basically work in opposition to each other. So if I have a little pain in the front of the leg, it might having to be work hard because your calves are tight. So we want to give our calves and our shins a little bit of love together. Perfect.
All right, what else we got here? I'll scroll up. Very interested in the nutrition challenge. I struggle with this. Awesome. You know what I actually want to talk about?
What do you want to talk
I
about?
kind of want to get my high-fat yogurt out.
Can you get your yogurt?
Yeah, hang on.
All
Okay.
right.
Guys,
Things are going to get weird, Fies, but we're really excited because that's what the live show's about.
I'm going to show you what I've been messing with for the last 2 weeks.
Craig is probably one of the more avid tinkerers I know. And in addition to setting up all of our tech stuff and working with all the different companies. He likes to tinker and play in the kitchen. And so basically what he's created is his own Greek yogurt, which is kind of nuts. So he's going to come over and show us what Greek yogurt looks like and what strained whey looks like.
So this is my homemade Greek yogurt. I want to make a shout out to my friend Evan Sims from Peak Yogurt. He's the one that he's commercializing this, so it'll pretty soon be available for you guys. But he gave me his recipe, and I made it at home. Yogurt is actually really, really simple to make. It's all you have to do is heat up some milk, cool it down a little bit, and keep it at like 107 degrees for about 4 or 5 hours, and it turns into yogurt. Oh, and then you just add some culture. So you add a little bit of yogurt from the store, you add a little bit into your milk mixture, and the bacteria basically eats the lactose or something like that, and it turns into yogurt. Now, what is different about this yogurt, and the reason that I'm bringing it up, like, because yogurt is yogurt, but this stuff is insane. Oh God,
it's really good. It's like super creamy and thick and everything you want,
this
and
is the kind of yogurt
deliciousness.
Where you put like a spoon into it and it just sticks there.
Yeah, it doesn't move.
It doesn't move because
that's amazing.
I'm gonna have some.
Oh, there we go.
I got you some too.
Okay. Oh, thanks, man. This is like our little. Can we have like little energy snacks in between for our
This
live
is like
show?
20. I think like 22% fat, milk fat. Because what I did is that
that's so good.
I added. This is because of Evan. I added 1/3 heavy cream and 2/3 whole milk. So it's a lot. It's basically a high fat. And I've been basically trying to kick my sugar habit, and so I take frozen blueberries, nuke them in the microwave. They become kind of like, not warm, but just defrosted. And then I put this on top, and it's amazing. I've been having this as a snack for the last like 2-3 weeks, and you only need a couple spoonfuls, and it totally kicks the craving because of the high fat.
Yeah. Can we do a make your own yogurt challenge?
Yeah.
Can we do a Craig yogurt running camp? We all come to San Francisco and make yogurt in TREHQ.
I'll give you. I don't know about that, but I'll give you the other added. I don't call it a benefit. I didn't really know this is, but whey protein. You guys probably use whey protein in your morning smoothies. If you did our last nutrition challenge, which was all about smoothies. So what happens is you get the yogurt, and then in order to make it thick, like what we have, I strain it because Greek yogurt is basically just strained. Regular yogurt. So you put it in a colander, and I put a cheesecloth.
That was kind of a fun fact. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I thought it came from Greece.
It's different. Well, maybe
I thought it was Greek cows.
But this is just what came out of the bot. Like, this is just basically the water from the yogurt, but it has a lot of protein in it. This is whey. Like, this is the whey. So like, from what's it? The
curds and whey.
Curds and whey. Yeah. So this is whey, and this is what whey protein comes from. So it tastes fine. It tastes great. Actually, it tastes kind of like if you ever had Indian lassi, which is like a milk drink.
Yeah.
It's just like a slightly waterier version of it, and I put this into my smoothies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
That might be a bridge too far for me. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to drink your yogurt water, Craig.
It's so good. Try it. I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I've never tried this before. I'm not that excited about it.
Try not to spill it.
But I'm not going to try to spill this all over the keyboard. There we go. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
First time. PR.
Yeah. It's a
PR yogurt water. That's not that bad.
That's good.
That's kind of tangy and kind of good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was scared of that. Thank you, Craig, for making me try new things.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that's good. Always expanding my brain. All right, we got to get back to these questions, guys, because we got so many of those things. So
let's see.
We had a few. I want to switch over to YouTube because we got a few over here. So Hendrik says, let's see here. Yeah, that does look crazy good, doesn't it?
It'd be great to get some yogurt as a giveaway. I don't know that it ships that well.
I know.
But
maybe we will.
Sometimes it is like, this is amazing stuff. You should totally make it. Maybe I'll add the recipe on the description or something. If somebody reminds me and sends comments on it, I will put the recipe in the description.
Oh, man. Guys, we got so many questions. This is amazing. It's going to be hard to get to all these, but we're going to do our best. So from Don't Run Solo, she says, hey, question, or he, I'm not sure. Question for you guys: how far do you think a 14-year-old should run? My son wants to run a half marathon and is wondering what your recommendation would be. I am in the New York area. I'd love to run with you. So I actually just did a 10-mile run with Wilbur, who ran a pretty gnarly 10-mile trail race. Mm-hmm. You know, you've been running for a long time. When did you start running?
I definitely have an opinion on this. So here's the thing. Younger humans are not the same as old. Like, it's not, you can't just take a child and put them through the same process and be like, okay, I'm just going to reduce it. Because there are different things happening to, especially somebody who's a teenager, different things that are happening to their bodies that are not happening to somebody who's, in their 30s or 20s or 50s. It's just different. In the same way that you wouldn't give the same workout to a 75-year-old, you shouldn't give it to a 14-year-old. And the thing about it is, when you're in that early stage, when you're 14, you're in middle school, high school, you haven't quite learned what good pain and bad pain is, and you haven't quite learned what the reaction of your body to a hard workout is. And it takes a little while. The other main thing is that when you're 14, you are growing. And I know myself, when you grow, it's the ends of your bones that have these growth plates, and there is more, your body doesn't grow in a completely consistent manner. So your legs might grow a little bit more before parts of your hip and before parts of your back. And so your body's constantly changing. And when you put a lot of impact and a lot of, wear, you can have injuries that will come out that are kind of wouldn't come out if you were in a more stable place in terms of your growth. Yeah. So what I would say is always just the most important thing to teach a 14-year-old is how to listen to their body. When something starts to hurt, like, the mobilization is super important, because at that point you're kind of setting yourself up for your first phase of like adulthood in terms of your mobilization. Shin splints, super common. Yeah. And don't try to fix things by buying more gear. Like, that is the main thing I'll say is, like, the easiest thing to be like, oh, you just need a different pair of shoes. Oh, you just need to wear these like sleeves. Oh, just put this thing on. When you're 14, your body is constantly changing, and when you put a lot of impact on, you're going to have some sort of reaction. Some people are going to deal with it better than others, and you cannot base it off of somebody else who's a 14-year-old.
I think that there is a general trend, and I've worked and coached high school athletes before, in early specialization with all sports, right? Totally. We want to get into college, into university, and we want sports to be part of that. And so the idea is like, well, if swimming helps me, more swimming is better. Right. It doesn't matter what the sport is. There is a downside to this early specialization. The kids can get burned out and they sort of lose the joy for the sport. Yep. And that's honestly the least of the issues, right? But the biggest issue is that kids doing this early haven't fully developed, as Craig said, and then they start to develop these crazy injuries when their body hasn't fully physically formed.
This is a great time to give a shout out to Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
good call.
We actually are very passionate about helping out younger athletes, because we were both younger athletes. We're still young athletes.
We still are young.
And we actually have a new coach on staff, Adam, who is going to be coming out with videos on our channel specifically targeted at high school athletics.
Yeah. He really does some fantastic work in his area. He owns a strength facility called Oak Strength, and he works with some local high school track teams there, both on the track with run mechanics and in the gym with strength and movement. So I think that is such a fantastic thing. So this is a very long-winded way of answering, should a 14-year-old do a half marathon? It can be done, and it wouldn't be the worst thing to happen, but starting to train half marathons all the time might not be the best idea. So if I were to do it, I would get him or her on trails as much as possible, adding a little bit of variety in there. And then that's cool. And then one of the things that I would do is make sure that we're doing some other sports as well, and just always thinking about the bigger picture of, hey, I want to be a runner for a long time. I don't want to be doing this for just a short period of time.
Hey, I just want to shout out to Victor. I see you in there in the Facebook group.
What's
Victor's
up, Victor?
been with us for such a long time. Thanks for signing in. Let's see. We have Christopher saying, I missed the lead up to the yogurt drink. Is this concoction best for recovery or just okay? So this was not nearly that scientific. I was just mentioning that I am making high-fat yogurt at home.
I thought it was what the guys drank to almost break the 2-hour marathon.
And this, what we mentioned before, is it's not a yogurt drink. This is the whey that is left over from making Greek yogurt, and it does have a lot of protein in it. I use it in my smoothies. I happen to use it post-workout. I probably wouldn't drink this pre-workout just because if you have any sort of stomach issues around, there's still some like milk product in here. So just the same way I wouldn't really drink yogurt before I work out, I would keep the whey drink for after.
Oh man. I think I had an anti-nutrition tip. Okay. As opposed to a pro-nutrition tip. This is like what not to do. So don't get into a breakfast burrito eating contest with your older brother about an hour before you do anything intense. For us, it ended up being this mountain biking trip, and so we were like eating as many McDonald's breakfast burritos.
I don't even want to. That's not even a burrito.
I was at a different time and place, people. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, that's horrible.
But you could eat 6 of them, and the hot sauce is delicious.
This reminds me of so I won't name names, but I had on my college track team. It just goes to show anything in excess will mess you up. So we had 2 different contests that I remember people partaking in. One, we had this blue Powerade in our training room every day. Oh, okay. So people decided, hey, I'm gonna just drink as much blue Powerade as I can
and get diabetes.
And they, at that point, Powerade was like, yeah. But man, people got so sick because you drink enough of Powerade, like you're gonna have like all kinds of digestion problems, and for like days. And then another, because we were in Houston, I was in Houston, and it was really hot, and so we had a couple people that decided, hey, I'm going to try to drink as much water as I can before practice, and that became a competition because when you're on the track team, competition just leaks into everything that you do, and those people didn't even make it to practice because they drank so much water that they got sick.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So anything in excess, moderation and everything. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. I'm going to diverge into your interview. Hey, Steve said that our interview on the Strength Running podcast was great. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Cool, yeah. Let's see.
I feel like you're going down.
I'm going down. Oh, so I'm going the wrong direction. Thank you for addressing young kids in sports, Melissa. Cool.
We got some more ones
on
over
the
here.
YouTube. Let's see.
I got some good ones on marathoning. Let's see here. Okay, Leo says, hey, I'm doing my first full marathon this coming July, San Francisco, but everybody says that is not a good idea. What do you guys think? Okay. That's a good question around specificity of any marathon. Right. I want to choose a marathon that is not only works for the time of year. So, for example, if you live in New England and you're training for a marathon in March, you're signing up for a lot of cold, dark, wintry runs. Right. But if you sign up for a race in July or August, you can start later, and you got more daylight, you get more temperature. The other thing I would say would be terrain. There we go. Terrain. If you live in a pancake flat place and all of a sudden you're going to San Francisco where it's pretty hilly, that's going to rock your world a little bit. But if you're able to account for that and incorporate some hills into your training, it's totally reasonable to run the San Francisco Marathon. Plus, you get to visit us. Are we going to go to the San Francisco Marathon?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Are we going to go to the expo too?
Yeah, 100%.
Can we go?
Yeah, we'll be at the expo, guys. And I don't know where we'll be on the course, but we'll figure that out.
How did I used to feel about expos?
So Nate used to just run through expos, and then he realized, hey, here are all of our runners and athletes coming through the expo. Maybe we should stop and say hi to people. And now we have these little giveaways. Oh, should I go show them the giveaways? Craig taught me how to enjoy my life and have fun at the expos. Yeah. All right, I'm taking over command control here. So anyway, so what I would say for the SF Marathon would just be not unreasonable to do. But I would just want to account for the course and the hills. And that is the same for anything, guys. If you're racing at something at a high altitude, if you're racing at something that is hotter than you normally expect, I think that would be really, really good. This might be a question for you, Craig. Yeah. What do you think about protein shakes or any other dietary supplements like spirulina, or any other? Does it really help somehow? Yeah, so, okay, I'm going to answer. I'll go that first, which is, look, protein shakes, I I'll tell you what I do personally and the reason I do it, because there's so many things out there that it's really hard to figure out what is what and what works for you. We all have different, I believe very strongly that we all have different digestive systems, so the different like kind of macrobiotic stuff going on in your gut is different than what it is for me. So different things work for different people. We're made up differently. What I will say is try to put for if you're going to make a smoothie or a protein shake, try to have real stuff in it. When you go to GNC, you just never know what you're getting in that stuff. So I would say, I personally like plant-based protein. There's a company called Warrior Protein.
Craig has this great guy that just lives on the street outside his house, and
I have lots of people live outside the street of my house.
He really does,
yeah.
And they always have something that they seem to be very animated about when they consume. So
Oh,
I assume
God.
that's a good source.
That's not it.
No, maybe not.
So what I put in my stuff is I put frozen spinach, kale, that sort of stuff, and I'll buy from the store, chop it up, put it in my freezer. Everything that I put in my smoothies is either in the pantry or the freezer because
Guys, we actually have a pretty cool smoothie video.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
we put it up
that's
a
true.
year ago. If you
Totally.
look at our playlist nutrition
Yep.
and you scroll back, it's there. And Craig, we show you how to make Craig's super duper smoothie.
But I wanted to just mention one resource, which is labdoor.com. If you're looking at supplements, this is my favorite place to go because it's kind of like Consumer Reports, and the supplement industry is very unregulated. So they do testing of a bunch of different supplements. So if you're going to pick a protein source, go there and check out what they say. They test what is actually in the supplement compared to what they say is in the supplement and a bunch of other things. So it's a good place to check rather than just picking up whatever is marketed to you. Now, spirulina and other things, I don't want to comment on it specifically, but a lot of stuff is more about. Oh
no, it's all right. I'll clean that up.
I'm not going to show you what just happened here.
Our Nora dog
but
just maybe ate a little too much grass.
Our mascot just threw up on our carpet.
Poor sweet Nora dog.
I'm sorry. You're feeling sick. It's okay. We won't make fun of you.
Hopefully that's not her attitude about our live show.
Oh, my goodness. Okay,
so... Poor girl, you ready? You okay?
All right, so anyhow, if you meet us at any of the expos, I'm going to show this to you. This is our very own...
Yeah, there we go.
Massage ball. We carry these with us whenever we meet up with athletes, and you too can have one if you come meet up with us or run with us in New York or in
we'll bring
SF.
a bunch. We've been having the fun game of loading up like 50 pounds.
Yeah,
of
lugging those all across the U.S.
on our plane. So back to questions here. There was a good one on...
sorry, don't run solo set. I'm a girl.
Yeah, there we go.
We couldn't tell from your name. Sorry about that.
Couldn't tell.
Should we just assume everybody's a woman now?
I'm not
Probably,
sure.
Yeah.
So Chris Lawrence says, do you have any training advice for athletes looking to compete in the elite 5K Spartan races? I did a few Spartans last year, and I know a little bit about that. There are probably some of you guys who have a lot more experience in those races. But one of the things I liked about it was how athletic you needed to be for that race. So you better be training in the gym, working on some full body movements, squats, lunges. There's a lot of grip strength there and hanging movements. So feeling comfortable on a pull-up bar, on a jungle gym set, because your hands are going to be wet and sweaty, and you're going to have to swing from one bar to the next while you're breathing hard and you're tired and slippery. Dude, we need to do one together because they're actually pretty fun.
Spartan?
Yeah, they're a good time.
Very cool.
For a 5K race, there's very little warm-up, so you better be giving yourself a good... how long would you warm up before a steeplechase event? Which is like 12 or 12 minutes? 8 minutes?
This is a 12-minute steeplechase. How dare you?
I don't even know. I have even no idea.
No, but back in college, my race, it was at 3,000 steeples. But we would run, to start out, a 3 or 4 mile run just to get warmed up. Then we would kind of cool down, maybe do some wind sprints, stretch, then do some longer wind sprints, and then just basically keep warm. Like I always, my kind of gauge. Thank you for cleaning it up because I'm looking at. Oh, it's horrible. My gauge would be, I want to be sweating before the race. I want actually to be warm enough that my body is that warm. Now, for a longer race, you're running a half marathon or something, you don't necessarily need that amount of warm up. But you want to make sure that you've put yourself in end range of motion and really gotten your body moving as far as prep for a race. Now, I actually want to show. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Somebody's asking about longer runs. I have like an outside. My hip is hurting over the hip bone. All right, so Ben, one of the things that we offer at the Run Experience, and I don't know if you guys know this, is that we have partnered up with a healthcare professional, Dr. Kyle Bowling, and he is offering injury consultation. So while it's hard for us to go deep into this stuff, you can get a Skype call with a running injury specialist, Dr. Bowling, and then get one-on-one help. And I'm going to show you, he does two things. One is the injury consultation. The other is gait analysis.
Gait analysis.
And I had a gait analysis done myself. Why don't you take
I'll
that?
hold this. Yeah, there we go.
And I'm going to show you exactly what that looks
We're
like.
going to show you what this looks like. So you're going to see a new screen. Hey-o. And this is Craig running.
Yep. And so this is what happens. Like I actually went into his office and we took the video on the left, but I also am showing some video of me running, and I gave that to him too, because you don't need to be in his office or do it in a treadmill. But he slows them both down, gives you the angles, which you can see there.
That's so cool.
And then gives you a complete rundown of what's going on, what is positive, what is negative. For me, I was landing a little bit ahead of myself. You can see my heel striking just a little bit ahead of my body. The angle there is a little bit greater than it should be. And we found that it was consistent, whether I was on a treadmill or I just had my phone out, and just as I was running on the track, I just had it recording. Super simple to do, and now we offer this with Dr. Bowling. So you can find that on our website. If you just go to our training plan pages and then scroll down to the bottom, the Gait Analysis, you can sign up there. And then with that, you send in your video, and you get like a 30-minute call with Dr. Bowling. So super useful.
Gives you like really helpful, specific exercises you can do to make these little corrections. And guys, like a lot of times these corrections, like. And Kyle's really good at this, and the reason why we like working with him is he gets it, is that, if you have, a super rusted out car, and you can like basically like it's like a Flintstone car where you can see the ground underneath you, adding a little piece of duct tape here and there is not going to drastically change the performance. But if you are working on all these other things, your strength and mobility, your overall athleticism, being able to also finally tune in on a few areas is really valuable, and that really completes the full picture. Yep. And that's why we like working with Kyle, because he's able to give that level of detail, and then he's able to bring athletes back into our training.
So this goes for a lot of these questions we're getting. Melissa Barra, Chris Brewer, some of these questions are about injuries. We have a lot of preventative work that we do, a lot of stuff on our YouTube channel, but specific injury stuff, you really, once you get past the point of like, okay, I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's causing that, talking to a professional is really, one, it's hard to find, but doing that is really the best way to go. And then you can decide, hey, do I need to go find like a specific practitioner in my town? You can go ahead and have, but a lot of times, what you can find is that when you go see somebody in person, they don't actually physically manipulate you that much. So most of what you can do over what we call telemedicine, which is over Skype or over FaceTime. And
technology
is the solution. But it's a great option. Anyhow, I just wanted to mention that. And I thought after so many years of running, I was shocked at stuff that I didn't know about my form. Should we talk about the LUMO Run?
Yeah, we should talk about those guys a little bit. So
here, I'll get the little box.
Craig's gonna go get the box. Now, this is a company that we don't have any official affiliation with or sponsorship with. This is just something that Craig and I have genuinely been using and enjoying a little bit.
Yeah.
And
this is the box. This is the LUMO Run. This is the device right here.
Yeah. And what's cool about it is that it goes right on your hip. I don't know how to say this other than it goes right above your butt crack.
Yeah, you kind of slip down the back of your shorts on your waistband. Waistband.
There we go. Sorry.
And it doesn't. There's no screen, nothing like that. It's pretty light. You pretty much forget that it's there.
Yeah, but it links up to an app on your phone.
Yeah, and the cool thing, I don't know if I can.
Is that it? And one of the things this device does, guys, is it helps measure a few key metrics. It measures basically hip rotation. It measures how much you're bouncing vertically. Yep. It measures cadence. It measures the drop of your hip, how much you're braking when you run, and then it it gives you your baselines. It says zones of where you want to be.
So I can show you. This was from a run that I did.
Ooh, the red isn't good, but the green is good.
The red is. Oh yeah, the red is less good. Anyhow, so basically, what I found was the things that they were telling me on here were consistent with what Kyle told me. Granted, with Kyle, when I did the analysis, there's a lot more depth because this is just giving me numbers. So when you get kind of a picture of what you're doing, it's a lot more depth. But it does agree. My hips are really stable, which we found in the video, and I'm landing a little ahead of myself. So they call it braking here. The thing that they don't do as well here is that like it's not. They give you some guidance as to how to fix it. With the, if you have somebody actually talking to you and giving you exercise, obviously it's a little bit more in depth. Yeah. But, this was, I think it was like 100, I don't know how much that is. But if you're interested in checking it out, it's pretty cool. I think it's better than if you're going to go the Fitbit route. Like this gives you actual data on your running style, which I think is useful.
It really does. And I think for us, it's really valuable because, we understand the bigger picture approach on movement and on strength and what's going on. And we could see these little 15-second demos and know exactly what's going on. So the benefit of the short videos that you'll actually do them, the downside of the videos is if you're brand new to this stuff, you don't exactly know why you're doing the drills. And we always like to know the why.
Awesome. So you got some more questions coming up. Mandy, I got a half marathon coming up and I'm following your program. Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys don't realize, in addition to all the YouTube and Facebook posts that we put up, we have actual training programs. You can find them on our site. You can join our training club, which is just a monthly subscription, pretty cheap, and you can see all of our programs. Yeah. And that is probably what Mandy's doing.
Oh, so she has a good question here. She says, hey, what would you recommend for warm-up on race day be? Would it be the same warm-up for long runs? Do you ever do stretches at the halfway mark? So to a certain degree, Mandy, you play how you practice. And when we get to our race day, we don't really want much to change from that. So the warm-ups you're doing for your half marathon or your marathon, what you're eating the night before and the morning of for your long runs, that should also be your marathon because we're testing to see what works. For the longer races, just a little bit of light jogging and some dynamic stuff is really good. As Craig said earlier, when we actually go to the shorter race route and the fitter we are, the longer warm-up we need to actually get ourselves ready. Otherwise, it's a little bit too late. But for most of us with the marathon, the warm-up we have in those long runs will be perfect. It'll get you queued up and ready to go.
Sorry, Christina said, is there a fee in order to have the Skype session with the doc? Yes, of course. There's definitely, I think it's either $65 or $75 depending on whether you do the gait analysis or the injury consultation. But honestly, if you're spending time running and you have any issue come up or you want to like actually analyze your form, there really isn't a better way to spend that money. I mean, because you're getting one-on-one attention, and obviously we can't. We have to, pay Kyle, and it's his job. He's a doctor, so yeah.
Yeah. He's got to make that. He's got
to
make that doctor money.
So I love this question.
I know. Yeah. So what do you think? So Diana says I train for the Chevron Houston Marathon. I've ran 3 marathons before, but for some reason I always seem to slow down after 23 miles. Who knew? I mean, I always feel great at mile 23.
You are not
and
alone.
I hate it. Yeah, you are definitely not alone. What am I doing wrong? Well, what you're doing wrong is you're running 23 miles is what you're doing wrong.
No,
I'm kidding.
He's joking. So basically, if that seems unusual to you that you're slowing down after 23 miles, then I'm envious because a lot of people will hit that wall even before that point, and you've put a lot of mileage on your body. You're training for a distance and you're allotting a certain amount of energy to get to. You are going to be tired at the end of the race. Now, if you're slowing down and you're going from a 9-minute mile to a 13-minute mile, right? Now we have something that's like, okay, now you're dropping off a cliff, and maybe we need to look into what is your nutrition and how are you fueling yourself, or like, are you doing enough strength work so that later in the race, you're
Yeah, it's pretty multifactorial. There are things that are occurring in the training or in the execution, and the execution could be, did I start out too fast? Or what Craig was saying, did I not eat and drink enough earlier in? And it's usually not as much of a nutrition issue as it is a hydration. If we are dehydrated, our body temperatures increase and our brain slows us down a lot to prevent any damage. And that's that feeling of bonking for sure. So that's one that you want to revisit and look at. And just as Craig said, looking back at your training, how robust was it? Did I just barely survive my marathon training? Was I getting some strength and speed work in there? It doesn't matter if you don't consider yourself to be a fast runner. We all need that type of work because we need that strength and stamina to finish this thing strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And 3 marathons in, great job. You're killing it. Obviously, we promote our marathon program because it includes a lot of strength and mobility stuff. But watch a lot of the YouTube videos that we have as well, and it kind of gives you an idea of like the type of training that we do.
We got a question on barefoot and barefoot shoes or running barefoot, running minimalist. Who was it? Who asked?
David?
It's David. Yeah. So David asks, what do you think of the ultra cushion shoe like Hoka versus barefoot, running the Vibram shoes and everything else? I really think more and more of shoes is a technology. Mm-hmm. It's something that enables us to run. Initially, it was just to protect our feet and maybe keep our feet warm in colder climates. And now we're getting various levels of cushioning and protection or lack of cushioning and protection to serve a certain purpose. So a more barefoot shoe is going to let our feet function as it should, give it an opportunity to strengthen the foot a little bit and give us more kinesthetic feedback on our running technique. Now, that doesn't mean our running technique is automatically better by running barefoot. It just makes it more painful and obvious when we're not. So spending some time in shoes like that are valuable for short runs, for drill-focused days, and also for days when you're cross-training, you're strength training, and if you're running errands. Guys, if you're just running errands around the house, you should not be in your running sneakers. Your running cushy sneakers should only be for those longer runs that you're doing. At least this is in two coaches' humble opinion. Conversely, the maximal shoes, if you've done your homework, your strength and mobility is good, your running form is on point, and you're not using this as a Band-Aid to kick the injury can down the road as in, hey, my knee really bothers me, but when I wear this shoe, my knee doesn't bother me anymore. Guys, the shoe didn't solve the problem. It just probably delayed it a little bit. So there's still value in using that shoe because all of a sudden maybe you're less beat up after your long runs, which means you can return and recover and train again. And that to me is kind of cool, right? It's a powerful shoe. But if I'm using one of these too much and for the wrong reasons, that's when I get into trouble. So I think
this actually kind of brings up we had said we were going to talk about the 2-hour marathon, but did you see that all the stuff around the Nike shoe with the carbon plate in it that was supposed to give you 4% efficiency? Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay, so if you guys
this is our tech review guy.
Yeah, if you guys were not paying attention to the 2-hour marathon attempt that went on, I guess it was 2 weeks ago or so, Nike sponsored this thing where they tried to get some of the most elite athletes, and they put them all in these shoes that had a specific plate underneath that were supposed to give you a 4% increase in efficiency, which is insanely high. If that is actually true, I mean, like most things, my iPhone's supposed to have a 10-hour battery. It doesn't, but
I'm gonna have a yogurt break.
Look at this. He's having yogurt.
There
you go.
I might chase it with some yogurt water too.
But it does raise this question of technology in running and how effective is it? And obviously technology in running has been a thing for a long time. I mean, one of the reasons why we keep breaking records are the tracks are faster.
Right. We went from a cinder track to rubber track. That changed
and
times a lot.
many gradations thereafter of that track. Shoes have greatly change, and of course training protocols have changed, and that's one of the things that we focus on because the training protocols that you used to use as an amateur runner shouldn't mimic the professional programs of the 1980s, which is a lot of what people are basing their training on. So how much strength and mobility stuff are you including in that type of stuff is newer thinking. Now in terms of shoes, I think that there are continuous involvement. It's going to continuously evolve, and it's kind of interesting if you guys are watching the 2008 Olympics where they had the Speedo swimsuits that were everybody would these swimsuits that had low friction on the swimsuits,
and
so
the full body suits. They looked like a wetsuit almost.
And everybody was breaking records because it was an unbelievably faster suit, and we might see that in running as well, where all of a sudden we have these shoes that are really transferring power in a way that they have not before, and that's great. But again, the thing that is constant, the thing that every day goes outside is your own body, and that's what we focus on, and that's what you should focus on, and really make shoes like it is the accessory. It is not the core place of focus.
Yeah. Now, granted, both Craig and I are spoiled because we have our fair access to really any shoes out there. But we really both spend time in a lot of different footwear each week.
Yep.
And I think the tendency is when you start to run, you find a shoe that you like, you gravitate it, and you only run in that shoe. I was just talking to someone in Vermont. They're like, oh my God, this one pair of Brooks, they don't make them anymore. So I bought 6 pairs.
Right.
I've been that runner before.
Yeah, I used to wear the same shoes day in, day out. Now I try to change.
Now I would like that, that pair, but I'd also try to get, 1 or 2 other pairs that I would wear athletically.
So we said that we would, there are a couple things on this call that we want to make sure that we get to.
We got to get
One is...
We could do questions all day. That's the hard part.
So many questions. So we'll come back to questions, but one... This is not our new T-shirt, but we partnered up with a company called Territory Run Company.
Yeah, Territory Run.
This material, this is immediately one of my favorite shirts. I don't know if you can't. It's a heathered tee. It's amazing. I've been wearing it, constantly. And so we developed a new shirt. If you go to, hold on, I'm gonna make this really fancy like T-shirt. Boom. Okay.
Boom.
If you go to store.therunexperience.com, you can see our new T-shirts and they are your shirts as much as they are ours.
We had you guys vote.
We had you vote.
On the colors. Yeah, they go the red, the blue, the dark, and the green. And so when we look at this, we could see that the numbers for the dark and the green were the total winners. Yeah. We'll go this way a little. Oh, this way. There we go. The dark and the green are the total winners. So those are going to be the colors. We have men's cuts and women's cuts. Are we able to show them the T-shirts themselves?
Yep. Hold on. I'm going to make this so fancy.
It's going to be so great. Hold on. There we go. Scroll that sucker down a little bit.
All right. Now you got 2 of us on the screen instead of 1. All right.
So this is our Shopify store.
This is Nora.
Oh, this is poor Nora who just choked up a huge ball of grass and now she's passed out on the couch.
Okay, so these are our shirts. You can kind of see the men's cut and the women's cut. We love them. They look great. They're really amazing shirts, and you can order them now. So this is official launch.
Official launch of the shirts, guys. We're super pumped about this. You can actually go hit one, hit the men's. You can get either color, the dark or the green, so you have your option for either one. You can just sort of choose from there, and they have the women's cuts too, and they've got sizing. But we are super stoked about this partnership with Territory Run Co. Yeah, we worked hard on this design.
Shout out to Brett from Territory who's been working with us on this. And we will hopefully, now that we have a partnership with them, be looking to do more of this. So let's see how this goes and would love to hear y'all's feedback and definitely grab a shirt. We know we had hundreds of people who voted and were telling us that they liked the shirts. So we're really happy to finally have some gear, and we'll be coming out with more stuff. But yeah. So check that out, store.therunexperience.com. And
what else?
Finally, we can talk about the mobile app.
The mobile app, guys. Yeah. In case you don't know, you guys are having a lot of great questions around training and movement and technique. We put a ton of this into videos and posts on our website, and we now, since about February, have this incredible training app, which you can download for free. This is the page. All you need to go to is therunexperience.com/app, APP. We got you for an iPhone and Google Play Store, and go ahead and download it. If you've downloaded already and you haven't left us a review, please may the sun shine forever upon your back and you always have a tailwind on your runs and PRs with every single one. If you hit that review for us, we'd always appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then let's see, we had a couple other things we want to talk about. We want to talk about the training.
Oh yeah.
So at the beginning of this year, our goal, obviously, I don't know if this is obvious, we want to affect as many runners as possible. We think that, and we've heard from so many that you've had great results with some of the training and videos we put out. That's why Nate and I do this. So we wanted to kind of make it as easy as possible to jump into some of our training. So let me open up our training plan page. There you go.
There we go. And guys, we have different ways that you can train with us.
Yeah, so this is our training plan page. If you go to therunningsperience.com/training plans, you can just click on the link up here. And we have different options, so you can talk about them. The training club is our main, that's where most people reside, and then we give you a free month of the weekly running tune-up if you want to check that out. When you buy the training club, you can get a free month of this as well. But the training club allows you to kind of go in between programs. So we have a beginner running program, a 30-day challenge, half marathon. We have a 2-week program called the Run Fitness Formula, and our full marathon program. And coming soon will be that strength program that we talked about at the beginning of this call.
So we're adding new stuff all the time, guys. And rather than just, buy one program and then finish it and not know what to do next, I know a lot of you guys get the post-race blues because you're not sure. We're like Spotify, where you can actually stream and access all the music that's on there and flow from one program to the next. And in addition, obviously, you get to hang out with us more, which is kind of cool.
And it always, just so you know, all that stuff is available in the app. So you get on the app, which is free. If you sign up for the training club or any of our programs, you can access that information in the app as well. And so I just want to kind of give you guys like a run of like all the things that we're offering now, because our team has expanded. So you can see the coaching on the side here. We actually offer these as a one-off as well. So if you go down here, the injury consultation with Dr. Bowling, that's there. The gait analysis with Dr. Bowling is there. And
I love that photo. Yeah, the guy in the sweatsuit is good. Yeah. I know we're working on it, guys. We're doing the best we can.
Sometimes our design team, we they're not runners. They don't really understand that that's not good form.
He looks like an old Russian breakdancer.
He really needs to have a gait analysis done.
I mean, I think the blue sweatsuit is kind of amazing. So actually, if you do the gait analysis, we'll throw in that blue, that blue sweatsuit.
No, he's joking. Okay. So training club, and just so you know, when you sign up for the training club, you can choose whatever program afterwards. You can buy the programs individually. We have them available here. They're more expensive if you do it that way, but you have lifetime access that way. But most people now are joining the training club, and when you join the training club, you come to this page right here, which is our internal community page. And if you won't have access to all of this if you haven't signed up, but you come here and then you can choose your program, and you can get all this, tap in here and you'll have, all of your workouts.
Sorry about that. I threw you off there.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. And then you can actually choose what program. So if you're a beginner runner, we suggest starting here. If you finish this one, go on a 30-day challenge, half marathon, and all of our programs are there. Plus, we have nutrition challenges that are coming out like 3-4 times a year, and people like doing those together. So just wanted to make sure you guys know about that. A lot of you guys who are following us on YouTube don't always know that we have all these training programs for you, and how useful they can be.
Sanjay asks a great question. Says, does your marathon plan include nutrition as well? Mm-hmm. We actually have a resident nutritionist, Elizabeth Inpine, and we have some nutrition resources that you have access to as part of the training club that you can automatically go into. You can post any nutrition question you want, and she will help you answer it. And we have some built-in nutrition and hydration tips in there. Right. So we definitely are working hard to help you there.
I should mention that, let's see if I can get that group up here. So this is our internal VIP community that once you're in the training club, you get to access. And this is where we answer a lot of questions from our coaches, from Elizabeth, our nutritionist, and you get access to this when you are in the training club, so you can answer those questions. We also have live coaching calls that are somewhat like this, but with coaching calls, we take your questions, like you can get on the air and we answer your questions, and it's a smaller group of people. So we do those as well with people who are in our training club. What else is in there, Nate?
Oh, man. I mean, we have our half and a full marathon. We've got an advanced option. We have a 30-day challenge, which is what we started with, and it still continues to be one of our most popular programs. And it's so good as a reset for runners who have been experienced and have been around for a while, and they're looking to swap some old ugly habits for some new ones and really learn a better running technique, how to do weekly and daily injury prevention strategies and mobility strategies, as well as strength training. And then they've used that 30-day challenge in and of itself, and they also use it as a way to plug into their current marathon program too. We have a beginner running program for those of you who are really new runners, excited about running 1 mile without stopping, getting up to the top of that hill without. I think I'm still working on getting up to the top of the hill without stopping. But we have that too, and as we said, we're adding that strength program in there too. So we have so much good stuff there, guys, and we'd love for you to train with us and be part of that.
So you guys can come check us out on our training plan page. Now, the other thing that I wanted to just mention about some of the resources we have are, a lot of us, you will follow us on Facebook, but not on YouTube, but not on Instagram. We put different stuff out and different versions of the stuff out. If you're not on our email list, definitely get on our email list because we email out a lot of content as well. And we want to hear from you. I mean, the reason we do these live shows is that we want to make sure that we are, answering your questions, and with the videos we put out, that we're targeting things that you guys want to hear. And a lot of our videos are the reactions to things that you guys have emailed us about or you've commented on. We're like, hey, a lot of people want, something about trail running and, stronger ankles. And so we did a video on that. We should also shout out to our other coaches. Holly and Kirk are constantly answering your questions and on YouTube and on Facebook, interacting with you guys. So I just want to offer that up as a resource, and also just really thank our coaches because they are the reason that we're able to do all these things.
Yeah, 100%. You guys, we wouldn't do this without a team. Kirk, Elizabeth, Holly, you guys are amazing. Adam, you're adding so much to what we're doing. We're really excited, to go there. And that said, if you're a coach or a trainer out there, hit us up. Yeah. If you're interested, we're always excited to talk to more of you guys. And to always be putting really good stuff out for you. All right, so just to finish things off, we have a little challenge for you, just to make you a little bit better. Some of you guys have done this before, but not everyone has. And what I want you guys to do the next week, we'll check on this in our next live show, and I'll give you a new challenge the week after, is 10 minutes of nose breathing in the beginning of your run.
Oh, man, I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, okay. It's pretty good. And a lot of people ask, why nose breathing? Well, we're not very good breathers anymore. And one of the reasons why we're not very good at breathing deeper into our belly and our diaphragm, which is what good breathing is because we tend to sit a little bit more statically. And when I'm a little bit hunched over, what happens is that my rib cage collapses a little bit. I can't breathe very deep in my diaphragm. And so then the 20,000+ breaths I do a day are all through my chest and my shoulders and my neck. When I get stressed, like you were stressed an hour or two before, probably breathing a little shallow. And that translates to our running. And then when we go into some kind of stressed panic state, like running hard, we have the same movement pattern baked into our skulls, and that becomes a problem. So we can reset this by changing our breathing. And the first 5-10 minutes, as I said, you're only breathe through here. If you have to blow any snot rockets, do them outside. Go as slow as you need to. If you need to stop and take a walking break, that's okay. We haven't had anyone drown yet, in all seriousness. For some of you guys, if you feel this is a little panicky, it's because this is maybe you're being exposed, right? Yeah. Something you really need to work on. So 10 minutes of nose breathing. We do have some videos online to follow up with that if you want to learn more. Report back to us next week and see how it goes.
We're going to be back with another live show.
Live show on
Thursday. Now, I had said, I don't know if did we commit to a giveaway? Let's do a giveaway.
Are we doing a giveaway?
Yeah, we had the 2 books. We'll just do the 2 books.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So hang on. Let me go get them.
So we're going to get the books here, and we're going to go and do a little live giveaway for you guys, for those you're on. How are we going to do the giveaway?
We are going to have people comment.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to see... Yeah, it's Gary. It's and the next question, Gary, we always get around the breathing is, well, should I only breathe through my nose? No, not necessarily. You're going to want to breathe through your mouth, especially if you're running through a mile, try to get as much oxygen in. But it's just a way to get your diaphragm going and a little bit more activated, which is really good. Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah, 2 of our friends.
So 2 of our friends. We want to go back to big screen for a second.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So, guys, we have 2 of our friends. one that we want to promote and we're going to give away is this book, Ready to Run by Dr. Kelly Starrett. We've both known Kelly for years. I've had the pleasure of being a coach at his gym, San Francisco CrossFit in San Francisco, for the last 6+ years. Kelly is a pretty incredible physical therapist. I've learned a lot from him, and a lot of the knowledge that I've learned from him about running and how runners can take care of themselves and strengthen themselves and improve the range of motion is all in this book. I also think it's fun that let me see if I can find some things in here. I may or may not be in this book. Pretty sure I am, with some photos somewhere. But it's a really cool book, and Ready to Run. We're going to give away one of those. And here we go. I'm with Kelly. I'm with... Oh, man, I just had the photo. There we go. Running up in the hills behind the house. Look at that. Fun family photo. Kelly, Juliet, that's me, and that's Erin going all through. Erin's my wife. So anyway, Ready to Run, really, really good book, co-written by TJ Murphy. TJ Murphy is an excellent author who has written for Competitor for a long time. And now I believe he works at Lava Magazine. He might be there. The next one we're going to do is Freestyle. Now, Freestyle is written by our boy Carl Paoli and Anthony Scherbandi. And Carl is someone I've gotten to work with and coach with for years, again, through San Francisco CrossFit. And he's an incredible gymnastics and movement coach. And the thing that we got excited about doing together was breakdancing, which was about as opposite as you could get from running or triathlon or anything else. Incredible book on how to see movement in a bigger picture sense and realize that, we're all athletes and we all have the same shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, and it doesn't matter what we're doing, but they all behave the same way.
Yeah, so I mean, these are two books that I think really kind of look at movement, and one's more targeted on running, one is more targeted on like athletic movement, and yeah, we think you're gonna really enjoy them. They're both beautifully done books.
Yeah.
All right, so how are we gonna do this? So if you comment in our channel or in this live video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a random number.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there's.
Yeah, a little more love. There we go. So I got to be a part of this book a little bit, which is kind of fun. So you can kind of see that stuff in there. And how are we gonna give this away?
Okay, do my randomnumbergenerator.org.
All right, we're doing the random number generator.
If you have commented, we will count down that many comments.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who thrown a comment down, what we're gonna do is give away
special
one to each of you. Very special little number system here.
No.
Can you believe we've been doing this for an hour?
I know.
Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun.
Let's see. 21.
There we go.
All right.
21. Lucky number 21. Let's see what we got here.
Let's see.
Thomas, we'll definitely come back to Boston. We're counting as we go here. There we go.
No way.
Is it Victor? Victor, you are the lucky winner.
Victor, you're the lucky winner. Just send us an email at help@therunexperience.com or help@therunexperience.com, and give us your shipping address, and we will mail these books out to you. Victor, I cannot believe that you're the winner because you've been with us for so long. That's amazing.
I know, that's so cool. Make sure the subject line is like book giveaway or something like that so we know what it looks like.
Absolutely. Guys, it has been so cool to hang out with you today. We started with, high-fat yogurt and strength programs. We got all the way to like marathon training and give away some books. I hope you guys had a good time. This is actually really fun. We love interacting with you guys. So check out our training programs. Check out our YouTube channel if you're not on there. Check out our Facebook page if you're on a YouTube channel. Instagram, find us there. We're putting up new stuff there now.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next week, same time.
Next week, same time, same place.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
How do I end this?
How do